in hanging by a wire. On a Tuesday morning in August 2023, a group of kids set off to school climbing onto a makeshift cable car for the journey across a mountain pass in northwest Pakistan. What happened next would make headlines around the world. Suddenly, 900 feet above the ground, two cables snapped, putting the teenagers in mortal danger. Hanging by a Wire is directed by Muhammad Naqvi, and he has directed films such as The Accused and Inshallah Democracy. And Hanging by a Wire just debuted at the 2026 Sundance Film Festival. Hanging by a Wire is a pretty thrilling, compelling documentary. It's pretty by the numbers documentary. It is combining footage from this fateful this day and talking heads from people who were involved in the incident. It's a very recent incident. I remember when this happened, seeing it live on my smartphone, and as it happened. So it's only 2.5 years ago when this incident happened, and in the footage you get to see like drone footage zooming in on this cable car that's hanging by one wire, and the 8 people in the cable car just hanging on for their dear life. So it's quite confronting in that way. And the film pretty much goes in chronological order, starting from 7:30 in the morning when this incident happened, and then the magical way that the media in Pakistan was able to get this story out so quickly, not just through Pakistan but throughout the world, and because of this intense media exposure, that the government and the police had to act, because we're told throughout the film that if this media coverage wasn't so intense, then maybe the police and government would not have bothered to even rescue them. So there's a lot of politics and a lot of different classes in Pakistan that are not really explored in this film. It would have been this to raise this film from good to great. It would have been to explore the different classes in Pakistan, and the role of government and police in different types of remote villages in Pakistan. But that's not what this film is about. This film is to chronicle this day in 2023. So in that respect, it does get that. So it does get that right. And I think it's not until 2.5 later, it's about 10 o'clock, when the government is fully involved in this incident. But by then, local people have tried to find their own way to rescue these people, and we do get to meet a few characters in this film. There's 2 different types of amateur rescuers who can use pulleys and ropes to carry themselves across the single wire to the cable car to rescue these people. And one is from a poor village. It's his ancestral job. His job is to build cable cars and wires and rescue people, and he's done many rescues in the past. But he's from a local village, and we also meet another character who he's quite a successful businessman in Pakistan. He has his own gym franchise, and he also has his own rescuing service from cable cars. But his equipment and his whole operation is a lot more rich and elaborate than this local man we meet earlier in the film. So they're both quite characters in the film, and eventually at the end of the film they have to work together to rescue these people. But the film does quite successfully give a very different viewpoint of both people, even though they're both from different backgrounds in the film. And as the day goes on, we see like a helicopter trying to rescue the people in the cable car unsuccessfully. They do manage to rescue one person, but as the day goes on, they lose daylight and it goes into the nighttime. And then once we get into the nighttime, is it safer to let them go beyond one cable all throughout the night for 16 hours, or because they have to suspend the rescue from 6 p.m. until 10 a.m. the next day? So that's quite a long time. So is it safer to let them rest through the night, or should we rescue them throughout the night? And we do find out in the second half of the film that with the help of both the local rescuer and the professional rescuer throughout the night. They do slowly rescue all of the men and the boy and the school kids in the cable car. Yes, this is a pretty much by the numbers documentary, but I think that just the interviews with the parents of the children, and once we eventually do meet the children in the film, it is quite emotional, and they do tell us that this incident still haunts them to this day. And I understand, because the footage we see throughout the film is quite impactful. So I think that just the sheer nature of this incident that happened, like on the fly to the whole world, that emotion and from that seeing is enough to warrant this documentary. I must see. I give Hanging by a Wire 3.5 stars out of 5. Yes, this is a pretty much by the numbers documentary, but I think the incident and the footage that we see in this film, and the interviews with the family members and the rescuers and everybody involved, the government officials, the police officers, I think all of that combined to make a very emotional, engaging, fly on the wall documentary. So I definitely recommend checking out this film, Hanging by a Wire. It's a very compelling, thrilling documentary. Thanks for watching. What did you think of Hanging by a Wire? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.